Okay. I'm having some connection issues, I think. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, it's Wednesday, August 16th, and it's a busy day today because we have Tuttle trades at 12 p.m. You can see on the screen. That's a VIP only program covering Apron, VTSI, GNS, and .go. Then we have our 1 p.m. update to the world that's free. Please spread the word on that, storytrading.com/YouTube. And at 4 p.m., we got an interactive Zoom for everyone. So got my work cut out for me today. All right, yesterday we did awesome, man. Our portfolio is up. The markets were down. We had like all of our calls were right. Starting with, let's look at the macro. Yesterday morning, I told you I was worried about the indices because we were at key levels, but we had banking worries and we had China worries. Guess what? They're continuing, and you can track that by just looking at KWeb and FAS. Okay, KWeb and FAS. I know Tesla keeps dropping prices in China. JD had good earnings, but they're down because of China concerns in the economy. So that's not good. What's going on in China, I'm afraid, as I said yesterday, can weigh on the U.S. economy some way or somehow. And then banks, we told you about banks. Well, things are, what's going on? Okay. There's something wrong with my internet or some lag or anything. Okay. Banks, we talked to you about banks yesterday, and there was even one other report. We're actually long FAS now. Yesterday, I picked it up yesterday afternoon because I didn't realize in the morning, on top of the worries I told you about, apparently Fitch is also talking about downgrading the big banks. Downgrading the big banks. Okay, so that got me into FAS late afternoon yesterday, and now it's over the 50 DMA. You can't really chart triple leverage, though. So is SKF single levered? Let's see. Let's see if we can chart that. I forget. No, that's ultra short. All right, you know what? Let's just quickly look at our bank list. Let me see what I got over there. All right, so today looks like it could be another scary one because of what's going on with banks in China. So look at all the regionals down. PACW, well, we're short Valley National because of unusual put option activity Friday. Valley National is in between the target here, minimum target there, 50 DMA. 50 DMA 844. And that's the same thing. KRE is single levered, so you could do technical analysis on this. So KRE also 44.47. That'll be my initial target there. Probably will do some covering at that point. But look, the 20-week moving average 42.90 on KRE. So what's going on with China and the banks? And you can see VIX is also up this morning. That could really impact the overall indices. Okay, so let's go back to our list and look at those overall indices, the key levels. ARK is just barely trying to hang on, man. Barely trying to hang on. We have 41.88, which our level here, we had 41.51 candle support, and our 20-week moving average, it's basically like right there, man. Like, I don't know. This can maybe go down to 41.50, but if it gets worse than that, then you got to worry about going to that 50-week moving average at like 39.38, which doesn't seem a far way away, but percentage-wise, it is pretty significant. You're talking about almost 3 divided by 42, another 7% drop. RK is already down like 16%. So let's hope this holds. But look at IWM. IWM is really scary, man. Below the 50 DMA, and that I don't like it. I don't like things below the 50 DMA. Could go lower. Could go down to your next major moving average. Let's look at QQQ. And I think, is that just barely hanging on? It might be. Let's see. No, QQQ is below the 50 DMA. Man, what's the SPY at? I think the SPY was just barely hanging on last time I checked. No. Ooh, that's not good, folks. SPY is now below the 50 DMA. If this does not reverse today, then I'm telling you, I think the banking in China fears is going to take SPY down to 432, and everything's in trouble. Then you have RK. RK will go down to that 39 level we just talked about. I think you got to have some shorts in this market or have some cash. Things are not looking good here. I'm happy. Okay, we got to look at our allocations. I'm happy we do have some FAZ. We're short KRE. We're short Valley National. We're short a little bit the IWM, but maybe not enough. The signals this morning, I really don't like them. Okay, wow. Not great. All right, let's talk about some earnings this morning. We had Target and TJX. And look, I didn't dig deep into these But I'll tell you, just from the headlines, they both beat nicely for the quarter, and TJX raised for the year, but Target significantly dropped their full year EPS forecast. So I'm like, why the heck is this thing up like 6-7%? So we're actually short a little bit Target, and not a big position because I didn't look deeply into the report. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something because it's really odd to see a stock up on lowered guidance. So right now I'm betting it's on the it's because of the inefficiency of the pre-market. That's like the only place I believe in inefficiencies. Short squeezes, pre-markets, aftermarkets, short sale restrictions, like things like that. That's inefficient. All right. And I like to take advantage of situations like that. Other than that, I expect stocks to rapidly re-rate during the day on a delta of information. But in any case, we are short a little bit, but not big size because I don't have conviction because I didn't deeply read the press report. But it is odd that it's up when they lowered full year guidance. Zim missed down. Here's one that could do good today. KMDA. I don't know it well. It's on my list because Vegas gave it to us. I don't know much about it. But she said, hey, watch this one. Could be good for the long term. So I added it to my watch list. And they had a nice report this year, this morning. 37 million beats 34 million. 4-cent EPS beats 2-cent EPS. Full year guidance. Midpoint of guidance is 142. Let me see. 284, 142 versus 141. Okay. They just reiterated full year. All right. So, I mean, this could have an okay day here based on the beat. They reiterated full year. The valuation doesn't look too crazy over here because they are a profitable company at 4 cents. If you multiply that by 4, to annualize it, you get 16 cents. So it's trading based on that, like at a, 35 PE. The revenue multiple relatively low. We're talking about 140 million revenue, 220 market cap. So whatever it is, and I don't know what this stock is, it looks like it's worth looking in. It looks like it's worth looking into. And just based on the valuation we just did, back of the envelope valuation, and based on the earnings beat, I want to say that this has the potential to play in this neighborhood here, $5.50 to $6 in the next couple of days. I think that's possible. So KMDA, I'm actually going to move this into the morning show list. I don't know a lot about it, so it's not going to be a high conviction pick or with any size, but maybe small size makes sense here until we hear from Vegas. So 550 to 6 possible on KMDA. That had the strongest report so far out of the ones I looked at here. TJX, they raised full year guidance by about 3% or 2.8%, and the stock's up 2.6%. So don't see a big opportunity there on TJX. Okay, that's it for here. Let's go to the morning show list, and I think I got to move KMDA up there. So go to the morning show list right now. And let me see if I can pull KMD up somehow. It's going to be tough because I think I'm at my... Oh, no, I'm not my max yet. That's good. So KMDA. Excellent. All right. All right. Bear with me, folks. Ooh, this is one of the bad things of the TDF. Okay. So we'll throw KMD up here for now. Okay, now for today, before I get into what I think are going to be the higher conviction picks, I just want to point out Tesla. Tesla is below that next support we gave you, which was here at the gap fill at 235. It's now below that. So we told you if it breaks 235, the next target's a 20-week moving average at about 223 to 224. So that looks pretty inevitable right now, given the backdrop of what's going on in China and the banks and the macro and the indices. Plus, they keep dropping prices in China. Tesla does. So Tesla looks like a little susceptible to that level. And Vince, my colleague Vince was telling me they could push it all the way to 200, which makes sense. If it breaks that level to 20 DMA, then you go to the 50 DMA, close to 200. So Tesla not looking great this morning. NVIDIA, people still pumping this up ahead of earnings, which are next week, I believe. Earnings are next week. We got another price target increase, Raymond James, 450 to 500. I'm not going to be chasing this. It's right butting up against that 20 DMA. So I'm actually not in it right now, but I am in SMCI. So hopefully NVIDIA can have a good report and bring SMCI up with it. Just want to note PanW has earnings at a very odd time. It's Friday after the close, and there's some speculation it could be a bad report because it's Friday after the close. That's very, very rare for a company to do that. All right, just keep that on your radar. All right, let's go to what I think is going to be the top ones for today. And guess what? I'm going to put the same names up that I put yesterday. I'm looking for follow through. I'm looking for 2 and 3 day moves, 2 and 3 day moves, and the ones we talked about yesterday. Quick, VTSI, LAP, maybe. Okay, LAP, a little more concerned about than Quick and VTSI. But let's look at these. Let's review. Yesterday we gave you Quick at $8, gave you a target of at least $9.50. It worked its way to $8.88 pretty quick. Close of $8.57. You look at the history of this when it has good news. It's not just one green candle, and otherwise, forgetting about that, just in terms of the fundamentals and the fact that this quarter was probably the best quarter, not the quarter, but the quarter coming up. Their guidance for the Q3 that we're currently in is they're guiding for the best quarter in company history. So I'm looking at 950 plus, looking for a 2 to 3 day move. That remains top of the list for today. Even in a down market, I think we can still keep going up. VTSI, same thing. Now, VTSI is gapping up above the 50 DMA. Now, there was an analyst that came out, which I had missed, which increased. Let me see what it was. Here it is in our app there. VTSI raised from 13 to 1450 Roth MKM. That came out yesterday during the day or so. So this one, like a Quick, I'm looking for a move to, at this point, over at or over those all-time highs, not all-time highs, but the 52-week high of 850, especially with that big target and this gap up above this level. So 850 plus on VTSI. So I'm real excited about the possibility of both Quick and VTSI outperforming the markets today. So, I think we're a little bit underweight in VTSI compared to Quick. So hopefully we can grab more of that today now that it's gapping above that key level. All right, LAP, we talked to you about this. We got an analyst coming out reiterating $5 price target HD Wainwright. We really want to wait for Bank of America. That'll get this thing going. Bank of America was like one of the most negative on the stock. They downgraded it from like $7 to like $1.50 price target many months ago when they said they were worried about Rivada. So hopefully they're going to change their minds and upgrade this thing. So I'm looking for, and listen, I'm sticking with my conviction here. All right. I'm sticking with my conviction. It's sad to see that, the institutions don't jump on and don't change minds as fast as I do here. But let's give them a day or two. And I have some faith that they're going to change their minds and they're going to start buying the stock based on the strength of the conference call yesterday. So 20 and 50 DMA, I'm looking to break those. I'm looking to break these at 140 and 144, and my target is in this neighborhood. I want to be in this big open white space here. That's where I want to play. That's my target. So let's just call it 150 to 180. But I admit it's going to take a lot, in a tape like this, and Arcade down and Tesla down and bank worries and China worries. It's going to take a lot and a lot of buying out there to overcome the overhang and get this over to 150 to 180. But I think I'm going to stick with it. And I think I'm going to address that risk by being short those things we talked about before. Short IWM, short banks. I should have been short KWeb since yesterday morning when I was talking about the China concerns. But I think I want to keep my large position in LAP and short other things so I can stay long. So Quick, VTSI, and LAP staying at the top of the list. Yatra, apparently they got over a hurdle. They submitted some paperwork they needed to submit to the India SEC on time. So now we're really expecting, details of the IPO to come out within the next few weeks. And based on the research that Matt has done, we're expecting the IPO to be priced somewhere around $4. So we're at $239 now. I don't see any reason to sell this. Might even look for opportunities to add more. Yatra. All right. So look at this big focus on microcaps right now, which our show has not really done that, right? In the past many months, we're focused on the big caps, but now the news warrants it. The news and the money flow warrants us focusing on these microcaps. All right. So that's great. Let's keep going. Apron, we're going to be talking about at 1 p.m. today. We have Apron, VTSI, then GNSS, and .go. So Apron had crazy price action yesterday. I think it could go to like the 8 to 9 range, but we got a position sized appropriately for the risk that it has. This could be a multi-bagger, so we're just staying with this. We're going to stay with this. I'm looking forward to what Chris says. I think he talked to management last week on Apron. And he called this last week. He was on our show last Wednesday, and he was very bullish after he listened to the presentation and prior to talking with management. I think that day he said he was going to talk to management that afternoon. It was in between the presentation and his meeting with management, if I recall correctly, and it did really, really well since then. What was that? August 9th. So you can see there on August 9th, we closed at 519. We're sitting pretty here at 750. So we'll get the update on Apron from Chris today at noon. And just going to hold our position until we hear what he has to say. Okay. Not interested in ACTG today. Talk about, okay, that's it. Okay. We're not, I think today is going to be, SMSI. SMSI is up this morning. We're waiting for the release of the AT&T. Let's just look at the technicals real quick. So we hit our target at 200 TMA, and it's pulling back. To me, no surprise. RSI was very hot too. Now it's pulling back to 72. So where does this bounce? Someone asked me. Where do we find the bottom here? I think it's either a big splashy release of AT&T with like a press release, right? Or you have to wait for the RSI to cool and get somewhere, I don't know, closer to 60 at least. 60, 50, something like that. Okay. So that's my take on SMSI. That Brian, who we interviewed last week, it got into the Wall Street Journal, I believe, or New York Times, something like that. New York Times. So good job on that. I think maybe that's why people are bidding it up this morning. Interesting to see that. And I guess there's a possibility. I mean, there's so many people in our community in SMSI and some other communities that we're associated with. So many people in SMSI. It's possible once this app is released, the AT&T app is released, the stock just makes a move up, even if there's no press release. So that could be your trigger. But short of that, you may have to wait for the RSI to cool. All right, so we're watching SMSI. Okay. With that, let's try to order these. I think I'm going to go in VTSI number 1 because of the gap over the 50 DMA this morning and the price target upgrade they got. Okay, so VTSI is going to be number 1. Going to stick with Quick number 2, LAP number 3. And then I'm going to move Kamada up a little bit. Okay, don't know a lot about it, so it's going to be, Apron already had a big move. Let's put Yatra, Kamada. Should we take a chance and put it over here? Because we already know. I'm not sure that I don't want to take a chance. Okay, let's call it 6 stocks we're monitoring today. Okay, 6 of them. VTSI, Quick, LAP, Yatra, Kamada, and Apron. Okay, those are going to be our heroes today while we're short the market. Good luck. We'll see you at 12 p.m.